Well, I've got some good news and bad news for South Dakota State fans. Men's basketball head coach Eric Henderson has added David Winjet to his team as a transfer from Memphis. This is the good news. Winjet spent the last season with the Tigers, appearing in 4 November contests before suffering a season-ending injury. This is footage from his high school days, where he's a graduate of Winnebago High School. He scored over 2,200 points in his great career, leaving as Nebraska's second highest scorer all time. Winjet averaged 21 points, 5 rebounds for his high school career, and helped his team to the 2015 C1 State Championship. Now the bad news. South Dakota State's all-time best Mitchell native Macy Miller was drafted by the Seattle Storm. Unfortunately, today was the day for finalizing the rosters, and she was waived by the defending WNBA champs. With injuries to Brianna Stewart and Sue Bird, I kind of thought Miller's chances of making the team were excellent. Macy led the scoring efforts off the bench for the Storm in the last preseason game against the Sparks. She had 8 points in 14 minutes, and hopefully the Jacks and Summit League's all-time leading scorer with over 2,300 points will get a chance with yet another team. More basketball news. The Dakota Wesleyan Tigers have added another sharpshooter to their roster. Lincoln standout Jared Jaros, who averaged 20 points for the Patriots this past season. He is committed to play his college basketball in Mitchell for Matt Wilbur. He shot 47% from the floor, 40 from behind the arc, which makes him a perfect fit for the Tigers. Well, last night was fun for the Stampede players and fans. They had a final chance to celebrate together after the Herd won the Clark Cup last Friday night in Chicago with a 3-game sweep of the Steel. Yes, winning at home would have been nice, but the players were just glad to be able to share the cup with their loyal followers.
Absolutely unbelievable. We have the best fans in the league, and you can see it with it here. It's unbelievable. We're so lucky. It's awesome.
Well, I was not expecting this kind of a turnout, but I think it just comes to show that kind of support we do have from Stampede country. It's the whole city and the whole community. It's really easy to play in front of a crowd like that, and the most amazing fans in the league for sure.
This was Clark Cup number 3 for the franchise, but it was a once-in-a-lifetime for these guys who really appreciated the support they got all season long from their fans. And now here's Brandon Green with your Billion Automotive. That almost came out wrong. Plays of the week.
The Storm needing a touchdown to defeat Nebraska. They call on Brandon Shepard for the game-winning touchdown as time expires, getting the win 57-56. Augie's Maggie Kadrulik had 6 RBIs, 2 home runs, and went 4 for 4 at bat against Central Oklahoma as the Vikings beat them twice in Super Regionals to advance to the D2 College World Series. Lincoln High School tennis continued its dominance by setting a new state record as they won their 6th consecutive state championship Saturday, and their star Sam Dobbs won his 2nd straight Flight 1 title. The Wings did the impossible by winning their first Robertson Cup championship in franchise history, defeating Fairbanks 2-1. Goalie Matt Vernon was named the MVP. The Stampede completed their dominant 11-1 postseason run by defeating Chicago 5-1 to win their 3rd Clark Cup, and they were led by goalie Jackson Stauber, who had a save percentage of 94%. And those are your Billion Automotive plays of the week.
I just love seeing that all over again with that trophy being held high, the Clark Cup. After a slow start in Cleburne, the Canaries busted out their bats in the series against the Texas Air Hogs. They swept all 3 games, including today. It was an 11 o'clock start. They win it 10-4. Ely with a grand slam. Taylor 3 hits, 2 RBIs. The bullpen got the win. The Birds are now 4-3. And finally, the Twins were down 3-0 last night without a hit through 4 innings when I was doing the sports. But after that, they responded. Marwin Gonzalez with a 2-run homer, just barely fair. That got things going. Jorge Polanco with a single to center field. That actually put them ahead. And then Eddie Rosario would come up, and you know things are going well when you get a base hit like this. Rosario with just a ground ball, and look at the shift. And the ball somehow is going to make it through the infield. Pitch the ball, thank you. And they get 2 runs on this play. They should have had the grounder. They go on to win 8-3, your final. 32-16 for the Twins. We'll be right back.